Welcome, welcome to day 2 panel interview for the Soulful and Magnetic Summit. I'm your host, Tiffany Cano, and we have incredible speakers here. So you must stay tuned for healing, coaching, insights, and golden nuggets.
Soulful and Magnetic, hosted by Tiffany Cano. Prosperity by design, RSVP for free
Welcome, welcome. We have incredible speakers from the Soulful and Magnetic Summit, Prosperity by Design, that will be live on Zoom October 17th. And here are a few of our incredible speakers. Welcome, Antonia and Greg, Art Geyser, Deborah Morrison. They are going to bring the ka-ching with us today. We're going to also play and have fun, and I'm really excited to have them be a part of the summit because I've worked with them before and I know the magic that they bring. So I would love for each of you to just go around, and we'll start with Greg and Antonia, and tell us what is in your heart in regards to what does it mean to be soulful and magnetic?
Yay. Thank you so much, Tiffany. And thank you for having this beautiful summit. I'm so excited to be here and bring more abundance. I mean, our whole thing is about the prosperous healer. And that's what we want to bring to all of our clients. And what has become so apparent for me, and I think for Greg too, he'll have his time here too, but we are on a soul's path, and we are souls over time through so many experiences, and not all of them were so easy or so moving us towards abundance. And so it's in this lifetime that we love to help healers, speakers, and coaches get into their abundance mindset, clear all of those blocks to abundance or visibility or anything standing in their way. And it's 100% possible, doable now.
Not tomorrow, but right now.
There's really no other time. This is the time. This is when our soul can really express. And when we allow it to be full, it magnetizes our whole space, our whole life, the people around us. And suddenly we're in a different energy. That energy has so much possibility. So it's really about possibility. What do you want? How do you want to feel? That's what we love, is asking questions, and then allowing our bodies to really give us the answers of where to go, what to do, how to make it happen, so that we can be in this soul-led, magnetized life that is magic.
Love it, love it, love it. Thank you. Art, tell me more about soulful and magnetic. What it means to you.
What it means to me is that everybody is an embodiment of a vast and beautiful and powerful spiritual being that is beautiful, wonderful, is not broken, does not need to be healed. And I think part of our experience here in life is learning how we can embody more of who we really are into our human lifetime in order to benefit ourselves, the people we care about, and to benefit everybody by changing the whole collective consciousness. So to me, it's about clearing all the kinds of things that block us from being who we are. And that can include karma and spiritual contracts, unconscious programming, past life influences, ancestral, societal, everything that's happened in your life. And the good news is that transformation can be easy and fun. I'm not saying you don't have to put a little effort into it, but it doesn't take hard work. You don't have to analyze yourself until your eyes are twirling around. That there's ways to connect with your soul and your spirit and your inner wisdom that make it easy. And when you do that, you're going to naturally. To me, it's a little less about being magnetic, as so much as that I think the more we embody who we are, the magnetism comes from the fact that other beings are going, oh, I want our bodies to meet. I know we're
Like attracts like. So
But
vibrate
magnetic.
light.
I know in some of my programs, people think, oh, I have to attract people into my life. And I go, well, it's more like you're going to attract each other.
Nice. Deborah, how about you?
Well, thank you so much. I am completely resonant with the soulful and magnetic forces around money. And I have 42 years boots on the ground experience dealing with people and their money. And of course, sometimes what separates people from engaging and experiencing the soulful and the magnetic aspects of money is a big fear, right? So it's a past misstep. It's societal socialization. It's whatever it is, regardless. Once we're able to remove that, move through that, such that we now are coming home to ourselves and our soul, and imagine the receipt of money as something that is absolutely that which we are of which we are deserving. And I think that women in particular, who is my particular target market, have castigated themselves for a long time. Maybe one financial misstep and could not forgive themselves. Well, if we understand grace, the concept of grace as it attunes all of us together, I want us to turn the mirror, if you will, turn the mirror onto ourselves and allow ourselves grace in dealing with our money. And so to the extent that when our money is congruent with our soul's desire, we're magnetically, automatically happy. And there is a dearth of happiness. There's a dearth of joy. And to the extent that money can buy some additional opportunities and certainly allow us to spread the wealth to those with less, I am all about championing women becoming completely soulfully aligned with wealth, which I define as physical, mental, relational, spiritual, and financial. And I always say this last, because without the other aspects, it rings hollow. So I want us to come into the fullness of wealth and be completely resonant with it, such that we don't worship this. We embody this to set our souls free, set our imagination free, open up the wealth of opportunity for each of us, because it will automatically extend, it will compound. So the magnetization of money towards us, that happens. And then we're able to send it right back out in the flow that we all know
Absolutely
works energetically.
Right? Comes in, we bless it out. Love it. So as you can see, we have wonderful heart-centered people here in this summit. And, when I got the download, okay, it's time to do another summit. And I wasn't vibing doing my Conscious You Summit or my Global Heart Activation Summit. I was like, no, it needs to be something that's a bit more with like money and spirituality. And then Soulful and Magnetic came. And, it's like when we are having the right mindset, the right energy vibration of prosperity and abundance, it flows easily. We attract more of it, right? But in those times when, fear or doubt or worry or stress kick in, then we get out of alignment with it. So I wanted to have a whole day to just come into ourselves, like the spiritual divine self that we are meant to be in the world. Yeah. So with the coaches and healers that are a part of this, you're going to get up leveling all throughout the day. So definitely sign up at the links that were provided in in the posts, or just go to soulfulandmagnetic.com, and we would love to help you. All right. So Art, tell me more about who you serve and how you help them. Oh, you disappeared. Your camera went away. I'm going to skip you and come back. Antonia and Greg.
That's
We're
the
still
disappearing
here.
trick, that's for sure.
Go ahead.
Repeat the question. That was so exciting. I forgot what you said.
Tell me about who you serve and how you help.
Yes, of course.
You know, so here, one of the things in our world, when we started really kind of certifying people to be healers, is that we realized how much the world really needs healers. And we know lots of transformational coaches also that love to do healing, and people who want to get better and healthier and have more abundance in their life, kind of the
Wellness
the
warriors.
wellness warriors. So those people are really attracted to what we do, because we love to make the possibility for people to be able to grow, heal, connect with their bodies, and thrive.
And we use our Core Talk Holistic Healing. It's our signature modality to talk to the body and find out, like, what are those money blocks? What is it that's been going on that has stopped me from thinking I should have money? Or maybe I took a vow of poverty in a past life and shouldn't have money. There's so many reasons, and those upper limit problems. And the interesting thing real quick is that as your money goes up, your income goes up, your money blocks change and morph a little bit in order to get to that next level, your next high upper limit. You kind of have to change a little bit of how you're healing or how you're moving those blocks to do the next block that is your natural next upper limit. So it's sometimes a beautiful moving target, and that we love to help healers, speakers, and coaches and our wellness warriors get through that.
Fantastic. Deborah, and then we will come back to Art now that your camera's back up.
Well, thank you so much. And I'm working particularly with what I call mature women, 60 and wiser, in so much as I'm retired from my practice of being a certified financial planner and asset manager for 42 years. And now I'm coaching women to increase their financial confidence. And this has been completely empowering for these women, because most of them have been shuttled to the sidelines, especially as we age. Well, all right, we're done with you. You kind of aged out, and you did the kids and whatever you did. And now we don't have so much need for you. And then the socialization that these mature women received was very, very daunting, if not another D word. And it said, don't worry your little head over that, Betty. Bob will handle it. And so the aspect of women being separated from the information stream and the teaching and the knowledge building on money is absolutely present. And now these women haven't progressed beyond that. Maybe they ventured into the stock market, sold it in an opportune time, locked in a loss, and now they're convinced that all those TV pundits that kept talking about the risk of the stock market were right. And what they promoted risk at the expense of was the word return. And had women only been taught that risk is the currency for return, women would be far wealthier now and far happier. So money doesn't have to be intimidating. And yet it's wise to know the socialization within which we are seated, where we have been socialized, where we have started, so that we can go back, unpack it, and take out that which isn't serving, or as a matter of fact, holding us back. So I'm often reminded that, when our moms bade us goodbye in the morning, very few moms, nobody said, take a few risks today, dear. They said, be careful, be careful. you know. And so we've been careful with our money, and we have unfortunately not invested in assets that have kept pace with inflation, which causes me to be very sad for women in what is supposed to be a golden era of their life to be wondering if they're going to have enough money, whether or not they're partnered. And so I am all about us saying we can do both. We can be careful and we can take compensated risks, and we can become wealthier as a result.
Fantastic. Thank you, Deborah. We need that. We need that. Art.
Well, my target market are flowers. So what I mean by that is the people with me, they're like flowers. They want to blossom. They want to grow. A lot of the people I work with are already very experienced with energy work and spirituality. I do work with newbies too, but they're people that they're always going, how do I grow? How do I blossom more? How do I grow more to the light? So uh, people in my groups, it's probably 85% women, but it's anybody who's like interested in personal spiritual development. They're looking for what's next. And particularly people who sense or at least hope that they have miraculous abilities and want to develop them in one easy and enjoyable way without a lot of ideology, to open up to the amazing being they are. As I mentioned earlier, I help people embody more the vast being they are, and that opens up their miraculous abilities to work with energy, either for themselves, for other people, for their family and friends. Uh, a lot of people in my programs are, coaches and healers. And there's also a lot of people that are business consultants or have businesses, because really energy work and learning to work with this amazing energy field that we're all in is something that literally works with every aspect of your life. I spent many years doing work with Fortune 50 companies, major international corporations on leadership and team development. And I would use energy work with them. I wouldn't necessarily call it energy work. And I do want to be clear, everything I do is permission based, but it doesn't have to be them telling me they're giving me permission. So one of the things I teach people is, if you're working with a group of people, your spirit can connect with their spirit and find out if you have permission, and then you can do all kinds of magical things. And so a lot of times in the corporate work, at the end of the day, they go, we thought this was going to be a lot harder, or that was really magical today. Or occasionally I'd even get busted by somebody, and they'd usually get me alone and go, I know what you were doing. And I want to be clear, you don't use energy work to control people, but you can use it to set it up for people to be at their best. So the people in my programs are people who want their personal and spiritual development, and they recognize they're miraculous beings, and they want to really see how far they can take that.
Thank you. Thank you.
And they disappear from cameras sometimes even.
As long as your energy body is still here, we can feel your presence, Art.
Always.
So for me, I've been seeing clairvoyantly my entire life, been healing since I was a kid, started getting paid for it when I was 8 years young. I love helping empathic, conscious souls to up-level personally and professionally. So I'll see what is in your subconscious that's blocking you from money, love, health, spirituality, and then help you up-level. I have many, many different tools in my tool chest. I've literally spent over $500,000 in training to hone and refine my skills. And so I just get empty and see whatever intuition guides, as would be the best tool to use in the moment. I also have my quantum empowerment technique, which came through me, that I now certify people in as well. I mean, I've been having fun with this and teaching for 30 years now. I'm the host of Soul of an Empath podcast, the Knowing You show, and I'm pretty excited. Like towards the end of this month, beginning of November, hopefully by the latest, my Love Seen Heard TV show is going to be coming out on streaming platforms, because when you heal those core wounds of love, feeling loved, feeling safe, feeling seen, feeling heard, understood, and belonging, it ripples out and helps you make more money, have healthier relationships, have a stronger connection to source, etc. Right? So I love doing the deep core wound healing. And then next year, I have 3 transformational documentaries that will be coming out on streaming platforms. We have Frequency of Miracles and Pillars of Power, which Antonia and Greg are both in those with me. In 2 weeks, I'm filming for Rise of the Lioness, The Power of Feminine Leadership, and that comes out in spring of next year. And then early next year, I'm filming for The Money Matrix. So aligning your subconscious for success. It has a subtitle similar to that. I can't remember exact words, but we've got all of these opportunities to create and empower humanity. And that's what I want to do. I want to help people, right? And I would love to hear next from the speakers to see, like, in your opinion, what beliefs, what wounds, etc., block people from having success, from having abundance, from really standing in their power. And Deborah, why don't we start with you?
Well, thank you. And I really feel that so many of our messages are rooted in our early childhood and so forth. And as I say, systemic injustice is rife. And yet these messages that, like, I was raised Christian fundamentalist, and there was this really warped dichotomy about, like, money is kind of like, you don't really want to be rich. And yet the Baptist church really wanted their tithes and their offering. So, like, how are you going to do that if you don't have money? So I was, like, always asking those questions inside my head. And it was after college that I was able to disabuse myself and then began speaking about, no, if you're interested in spiritual matter, I want us to be completely financially secure in our own well-being, so that we can perhaps accelerate the breadth and so forth of the message. And so I think that the idea of us having been told a whole host of negative money messages, money is evil, and people start to tie it in with the Bible and the misinterpretations of verses, which happens all the time with any topic. And so it's incumbent upon us to be very, very diligent about attempting to notice, right, when something from the subconscious just comes out of our mouth. And it's perfectly fine. And I coach people to say, wait a minute, I just said that, and I'm not really, plugged into that. And so I'm going to retract that. And there's something in that retracting when we say something that's derogatory about ourselves and our money. So the cure, if you will, I think, is to uphold and uplift our personhood and to honor ourselves and our souls and our hearts, such that we incorporate money as just into the fabric of all the other facets of our life. And we're able to overcome fear. Like, a lot of women say, well, I don't know about math, I don't understand it. Well, I say, you probably didn't understand soccer either until your granddaughter bounded through the door and said, Grandma, I'm trying out for the soccer team. And 2 weeks later, you're refereeing from the stands. So don't tell me you can't learn it. You can learn it. And the whatever is blocking your ability to learn it is that which we want to start to dismantle. And believe it or not, it is so easy once we bring it to the conscious. But the subconscious runs us, and as we all know. So I'm really about us getting a financial win. And I teach how to make money all day long. And when that starts to compound and compound, there's the lesson. There's the proof texting, if you will. And then this terrific, it's like kids were let out of jail, women were let out of jail, and they start to imagine, I'd like to add a zero to the check to these charities with
absolutely.
And that's the icing on the cake.
Thank you. Art. So what blocks or beliefs most often get in the way of people up-leveling their success?
Well, there's a couple of sets of them. So in order to explain it, so the field that I've created is called energetic neuro-linguistic programming, energetic NLP. NLP, and if people haven't heard of it, they've heard of the most famous person in our field, who's Tony Robbins, who has his own way of doing things, of dominating people into change, which you can either like or not. But the power of his change people's lives by changing their conscious and unconscious patterning comes from NLP. But I realized that when I combined that with healing and transformative energy work, particularly remote energy work, spiritual principles, and a lot of ways of working with karma and spiritual contracts, then everything came together much more powerfully. So there's all kinds of things that block people. And so one of the things I look at a lot is changing karma, changing, somebody mentioned earlier that, that maybe in another lifetime you had agreements not to make money. And those kind of spiritual contracts get passed down through your past lives, get passed down through your ancestors. And a lot of times, so there's a lot of the ones that people are more aware of, but ones that people often forget. And I think people that are attracted to our kind of work, a lot of times people are afraid of power, and they believe they've had past lives where they misused power. So they do all kinds of things to hold themselves down in this lifetime because they're afraid they're going to hurt people, they're going to make a mistake again. And a lot of us believe part of what the New Age is about is that people going, well, we want to learn from past mistakes, but the answer to misusing power or thinking that we misuse power is not to not be powerful. So it's clearing a lot of the fear of what happens if we have wealth, what happens if we have power, if we have influence. Can we trust ourselves to do it well in the world? And then with the work, one of the ways that you make sure that works is that you learn to put your spirit and your inner wisdom in charge. And when they come together, it forms something unique to energetic NLP called your miraculous self. And as you get a stronger relationship, we have to form your miraculous self, but as you get a stronger relationship with it, your own spirit and inner wisdom are not going to let you wildly misuse your power. They're going to protect you from, oh, now if I have wealth, I won't know who my friends are, or people will want to marry me for my money, and all these different things that come up. With your spirit guiding you, you just really don't have to worry about that. So to me, it's people really understanding the phenomenal level of guidance they have, and that so many of the things that block us in this life, there are a lot of childhood beliefs and programming, but a lot of it doesn't come from there. A lot of it comes from energetic programming from other people, ancestors. So
Thank you.
there's a lot to work on.
There can be. I mean, for me, I'm clairvoyant. I know with Antonia and Greg, they muscle test to see what those blocks are. So tell us about the most common blocks that you see.
Yeah, thank you so much. And, you know, we see a lot of things too, but we always double check with the person's body with the muscle testing. And so really the biggest thing that we see are visibility blocks and people being afraid to show up, whether they're just on camera, speaking, putting their work out there. It's the visibility of the self and the self's artifacts that is what does that tamping down, right? And just like Deborah was talking, and we talk a lot about ACEs, adverse childhood experiences, that are some of those things that make you hunker down so you don't get hit, and then you'll stay invisible and be safe. And even bigger is because many of us have been around for lifetimes, and the healers that have been healers for ages have often been killed for being visible as a healer. So this is one of the biggest blocks that we help people in our, you know, healing past life trauma workshop and all of our workshops that we do, to get rid of those visibility blocks, because I'm gonna die. So that's the biggest block that we see in many people that we work with.
And I think it's really important to have process to be able to decode the money blocks, especially because everybody's unique in how their family presented money, how for decades it was passed down from one generation to the other without even a spoken word many times. It's, you know, that's, no, you can't have that. You don't deserve that. Who do you think you are? You know,
Money
all this-
doesn't grow on trees,
Right.
you know.
And what's amazing is that it creates such a mindset that when you go to do the thing that you love, all those things are imposed on it. Whereas you might be able to do something that's not really important and you can bring in money. But it's that thing, especially with healers, when they go to get focused on what they want, money it's the gate that brings all the healing for all the other things.
Thank you. Yes. I want everyone to go. Right? So we can be a yes to money. Not only now, but deepen that yes in the summit. So you haven't yet signed up, please do so now. I would love, since we have some healers here and also in the audience, heart-centered souls, let's do some prayers and blessings for humanity. And the way I like to do it is be aware of my heart and crown chakra. I'll imagine the earth in front of me like a small ball, and then I'll bless, with my hands facing the earth. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Okay, and you guys can follow along and pray in whatever way resonates with you. Okay, I'm spiritual. I love the world's religions, so just pray how it serves you best. All right, here we go. Thank you, God, Divine Mother, Divine Father, all the great, great ones, spiritual teachers, spiritual elders, angels, saints, helpers, and guides. Thank you for showering every person with tremendous peace, with prosperity and abundance, with wisdom and guidance, and the will and the willingness to do good. Thank you, God, for blessing humanity with hope, with breaking free from the past, allowing for old wounds and traumas to be healed and transmuted, helping people to connect more strongly with their higher soul and divine self, with God, with Source, the Universe. Thank you for transmuting fear and helping people to consciously choose love, to let themselves be divine instruments of love, light, and power in whatever ways that needs to show up for them in their life. You don't have to be a healer to be healing. When we can all come from a space of deeper love, peace, and harmony, it can up-level the planet and raise our vibration together. Thank you, God, for healing all the old money stories, disintegrating negative beliefs about money. There's been limitations or victimhood around negative cultural influence, negative family. Thank you for opening us up to greater and greater and greater capacities for abundance, for money, for prosperity, for philanthropy, for goodness and good, and within each of us. Thank you, God, for this opportunity to love and serve. And other speakers here want to add anything, you are welcome to do so. Just unmute yourself. Yeah, just unmute. And tell me. Anthony, did you want to? Because you're not unmuted. Oh, you can't hear me? How weird. We can't hear you though.
Now we can. Yes,
Okay. Deborah, did you want to add anything? All right.
Universe, bringing in universal power and strength and love, all the love between the spaces, filling us, gathering us in the warm embrace of the healer's path, the seeker's path, moving forward with love, filled with abundance and strength and courage, knowing deep within ourselves the universe has our back. We are on exactly the right path, guided by our spirit, our intuition. Our heart leads the way to our knowing of our beautiful, dynamic, eternal soul.
So be it. Yeah. Any other offerings?
Yes, I'd like to just add there is truly infinite divine love, and divine love has no qualifications. It's not about if you think you're worthy or good enough. The divine loves you because the divine loves you. So you can imagine universal divine male and female energies coming into your cells, your DNA, your organs, all your body systems, coming into your unconscious mind, healing old wounds and traumas, coming into all of your chakras, all the layers of your energy field and aura. And you don't need to know how all that works. Just let your spirit guide the universal divine love into every aspect of your being to give you a mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual healing, to give you a healing on abundance in all forms.
And I would add, allow us to envision money as energy. The energy that pulses through each of us and through all of us, through the individual and the collective, such that it absolves and dissolves the heaviness within us if we're blocked around it. And when that money energy is free flowing, allow us to feel the personal power, the absolute freedom from anything that we have otherwise imagined negatively about money. And in that use of money and in that gathering and attraction and magnetic energy of money, allow us to be soulfully connected to the distribution of it as well.
Yes. So be it. Amen. And thank you for all who participated with us. Like, we want to make it fun and engaging for you too, right? So we're not just a bunch of talking heads, and I refuse to have summits that way. Every speaker is going to be doing stuff that's going to engage you, right? That some will be doing healings or laser coaching or, something experiential for you. And I also have a games master who's going to be, weaving in some fun stuff in between our speakers. So, our wonderful and incredible speakers, I would love now for you to tell us about what's your topic and what are your gifts that you're going to be giving during the summit. Who's ready to go first?
Go.
Okay, Antonia and Greg, you're up.
Hey, so we are talking about, abundance and how to break through a lot of those money blocks, how to work them out of your body. And our gift is our Core Talk Rapid Relief Healing Session. Now, this is a group call, and we have group healing, and several people on the call will get individual healing. So we can work on money blocks, abundant upper level blocks, anything that comes up, and and physical healing as well. We do a lot of chronic issues for people. So that's our regular gift. Our VIP gift is a free VIP ticket to our live event, Activate Your Success, that is happening November 12th through 14th. And that includes all the recordings. It's all about what's getting in your way of being successful and how do we heal it right there during the event.
It's going to be amazing. Leading up to the event, we have, and this is all part of the VIP ticket, the Soul Line Steps to Success workshop. It's a 2-hour workshop. We're also going to do a Heal Your Money Blocks workshop, which is just so revealing and healing for those, especially who are on the healer's path. As Antonia mentioned, some of those things about past life. And that leads right up into the Activate Your Success event, which is all about being able to get in your way so that the things that you do are creating the life that you want.
Fantastic. Deborah, tell us about your topic and gifts.
Well, I'm speaking on From Fear to Financial Fierceness, Mastering Money with Confidence. And I want to invite our female listeners to not have the power over connotation of the word mastering. It's about us taking ownership and agency. And I think we're called, especially in this lifetime, when more and more people are falling outside of the societal view and the visibility to what our speakers said earlier. And so I'm giving a regular gift. It's called the Not So Obvious Financial Baker's Dozen to Not So Obvious Financial Checklist. And this is not from chat. It's my mind dump from 47 years now of being a financial coach and advisor. And there's one question in each of the areas of financial planning. So there's a question in property and casualty and legal and tax and so forth. And so invariably, one of the questions or more have nudged a person say, oh my gosh, I never thought about that. And so that's the idea, is to just a quick and easy checklist to go down, 13. And then the VIP gift is financial freedom assessment. And so I've put some time into this in terms of asking each of you to identify your present, because it's from the present that we move. And then we're going to tease out the goals. What is now the new target now that we have released all of that very, very negative and heavy energy, and we are absolutely light beings and able to imagine the amount of light and love we can spread in the world. And so that the financial freedom assessment gives us that start point. And then we have a whole bunch of ways in which we can work together to continue that process.
Fantastic. And I noticed behind you, you have the We Can Do It Women, and you have a TV show about that. So
Yes,
where can people watch your show?
We actually are shifting platforms, so we're about a month away, but wecandoitwomen.com is a great place, and that's where it'll come out first.
Fantastic. So it's all about ka-ching, right? Fantastic. Art.
Well, I'm going to be talking about people, for the most part, do a lot of their energy work on the astral plane, the etheric plane. Maybe they get up to the mental causal planes, maybe. But there's 9 planes of transformation. And during my talk, I'm going to introduce the idea, and we'll be doing healing from some of the higher planes of transformation. And when you work with those energies, it fundamentally shifts everything in your life. We'll probably be working, I think, with the Audi plane, but I haven't decided that yet. But you will be introduced to all the planes. And we'll do some really powerful healing from them. My gift is called Experience Divine Love, and it will help you clear blocks to experiencing divine love. As I said before, divine love is always present, but people block it. So opening up your ability to get the mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical healing that comes from connecting to divine love. My VIP offer is a little bit different. Some of you may have noticed that astrologically and on every level, these are very intense times. If you talk to astrologers, the astrological influences, they hold a lot of promise, but they're also really, really difficult. They're all about endings and beginnings and transformation. So my VIP gift is called How to Thrive Even During Challenging Astrological Influences. Because no matter what your chart is, your karma, your spiritual contracts, your unconscious programming, your energetic programming, past life influences affect how you can work with astrological influences. And this program will allow you to dance with the unfolding of life rather than get battered around by the astrological influences. And inspired by Antonio and Greg, I have a program coming up, so I'm going to add a bonus to the VIPs, a free 3-day program I'm doing in November. It's called Discover Your Miraculous Abilities, where everybody, whether they're a newbie, they'll open up their abilities to work with energy in person or remotely, and experienced people like take what they already do to a whole new level. And by the way, I'm looking forward to everybody's presentations and gifts. I'll be using them.
Thank you. Thank you, Art. Yes, I am going to be talking about miracles and ka-ching. So I'll be doing healing, I'll be doing laser coaching and tuning in clairvoyantly and seeing where your blocks are and clearing them out. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing. It's going to be like 90% experiential. And then for my gifts, I have my financial abundance boost, which has 15 days of mini prosperity healings, 10 to 15 minutes each. Every day is a fresh topic. And for my VIP gift, I have my Returning to Your Peace Place that has 3 75-minute classes. The first one is about money space, second one is relationship, no, life space, and the third one is about your health and vitality space. So we have so many gifts. There's like maybe $4,000 of VIP gifts, and it's only $27 to sign up for VIP. In addition to those gifts, you also get a half-hour session with me, which is it's killer deal. And you get access to my Sacred Body, Sacred Soul book club, which starts on November 6th. So, I try to bring as much love and safety and fun and play to all that I do. So please, please do come register for Soulful and Magnetic Summit, Prosperity by Design. And we will be here, loving you up and lifting you to those higher planes of prosperity and abundance. And let's go ahead and do a little like money dance right now. Okay, so
I love money and money loves me. I love money and money loves me. I love money and money loves me. I
bring it
love
in.
money and money loves me. I love money and money loves me. I love money and money loves me.
Okay, so the more we allow ourselves to not only love money, but let money love us back and come back to us in the form of abundanza, the more we can then give to others, the more we can save so that we have long-term financial safety and security. The more we can then, invest, the more we can much goodness that can happen when we allow ourselves to be abundant. So come play with us October 17th. Oh, and there's panel interviews all week. You know, this is number 2. We have a panel interview every day this week. And, you know, you're just going to love it. You got to come. Thank you so much. We'll see you there. Bye for now.